from saying the N-word and getting called out on live TV.
Senator, I'm a house nigga. No, it's a show.
To getting fired for destroying the Duchess of England.
Britain is a nasty, racist hellhole where only magnificent Meghan stood up to all this.
Here are celebrities who destroyed their careers on talk shows. Naturally, let's start with Piers Morgan because this one didn't just spiral, it exploded.
We've apparently been wrong all along. Britain is a nasty, racist hellhole where only magnificent Meghan stood up to all this. And the world's biggest victims are not the people of Ukraine or the people battling COVID or people struggling in a devastating cost of living crisis. No, the world's biggest victims right now are the Duke and Duchess of Netflix.
After Meghan Markle opened up about her mental health struggles and how royal life affected her, the conversation shifted from sympathy to controversy almost instantly.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening, constant thought.
Instead of acknowledging what she shared, he went the opposite direction. He dismissed her claims, called her dishonest, and doubled down on live TV.
Yeah, nobody set out to destroy you. You destroyed yourselves in this country with your ludicrous, hypocritical behaviour. Truth be told, what you just said is complete and utter garbage. Harry and Meghan's romance, engagement and marriage were all greeted with ecstatic joy by the British media, the public and the royal family that they've all now abandoned. That's the truth.
Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable, because it wasn't just criticism, it felt personal. And the more he spoke, the worse it got.
Piers Morgan has zero love for Meghan Markle. He has made that quite clear. But apparently he took his Meghan obsession too far, and you know what? The Duchess has struck back.
Sure did, and that may be why he's out of a job now. But Piers is doubling down.
Naturally, the backlash came fast, and suddenly Piers wasn't just trending, he was in trouble, and just like that, he lost his job. Next up, we've got someone who tried to defend him and ended up dragging herself into the exact same mess. Enter Sharon Osbourne.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everyone that watches our show know that because I supported my friend with his freedom of speech and his opinions on what he felt about the interview of Meghan and Harry.
On the talk, Sharon stepped in to support Piers, arguing that he was entitled to his opinion. Sounds pretty reasonable on paper, right? Yeah, not in practice.
I know he has a right to say what he feels on the interview, as we have a right to say, and everybody has a right to say what they feel with freedom of speech. Did I like everything he said? Did I agree with what he said? No, because it's his opinion, it's not my opinion.
The conversation quickly turned into a heated debate, and her co-hosts pushed back, asking direct questions.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people who may feel that while you're standing by your friend, it appears that you give validation or safe haven to something that he has uttered that is racist, even if you don't agree? Am I saying it right? Okay, am I saying?
Sharon, she struggled to give clear answers, and you can actually see the moment things start slipping.
But I'm sorry if I say that, listen, he's my friend, he's entitled to his opinion. And if he thinks Meghan is whatever he says about her, I don't agree with what he says, but I agree with his right to say what he feels. And I haven't heard, listen.
And when she later tried to clarify her stance, it didn't land. People weren't convinced, and the situation only got worse.
Listen, I don't scare easily, you know that. But some of the comments that were coming through on my social media were so horrific about cutting my throat, my husband's, even the dogs. They wanted to kill my dogs. And then they started on Ozzy, on his site, and then my kids.
Eventually, the outcome was the same as Piers, and she was let go from the show. Now, moving on to another very similar situation. During an interview, Chris defended a contestant, Rachel Kirkconnell, who was facing backlash over past racially insensitive behavior.
What are your thoughts about Rachel Kirkconnell and the allegations attached to her? A couple of things. First and foremost, I don't know. I haven't talked to Rachel about it. And this is, again, where we all need to have a little grace, a little understanding, a little compassion, because I've seen some stuff online. Again, this judge, jury, executioner thing.
Instead of approaching it carefully, he minimized the situation, and that was the turning point.
So a lot of people, and I'm wondering, why would you defend Rachel Kirkconnell?
I am an imperfect man. I made a mistake, and I own that. I believe that mistake doesn't reflect who I am or what I stand for. I am committed to the progress, not just for myself.
What he likely thought was a calm explanation came across as dismissive.
From 2018 at an Old South antebellum party. So I think, you know, when you
hold that under the lens.
It's not a good look.
No, it's not a good. Well, Rachel, is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
because
not
there's
a
a big
good
difference.
look ever.
The backlash was immediate. Viewers, fans, and critics all responded, and not quietly. Pretty soon after, Chris stepped away from The Bachelor.
You said, quote, is it not a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021? Because there's a big difference. So what is to you, what is the difference? Or is there one?
There is not. Antebellum parties are not okay. Past, present, future.
And later, when he returned to interviews to explain himself, it did not help. That interview didn't just hurt his reputation. It effectively ended his time on the show. And finally, we have a moment that didn't just spark backlash, it sparked a confrontation against Bill Maher during an interview where he casually dropped the N-bomb.
To Nebraska more. You're welcome. We'd love to have you work in the fields with us. Work in the fields? That's part of that. That's Senator. I'm a house nigga. No, it's a joke.
The backlash got so strong that Ice Cube actually came onto his show to address it directly.
I just want to know two questions. What made you think that it was cool to say that?
You know,
That's one question.
I just explained, there was no thought put into it. Obviously, I was telling Dr. Dyson, comedians, they react. And it was wrong, and I apologized. And, you know.
This was not a polite discussion. It was tense, it was blunt, and it was real. Ice Cube didn't sugarcoat a thing. He called it out for exactly what it was.
I think it's a lot of guys out there who cross the line because they a little too familiar, or they think they too familiar, or it's guys that, you know, they might have a black girlfriend or two that made them some Kool-Aid every now and then, and they think they can cross the line, and they can't.
Bill did apologize, but even then, you could tell he wasn't fully comfortable being held accountable for anything that he said.
But I think this is a teachable moment, not just to you, but to the people that's watching right now. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm not
I
trying
think the people watching right now are saying that point has been made.
Not by me.
Okay. All right, man. But you made it.
I made it. I'm done, and we can laugh now.
You can literally see it on his face. That mix of defensiveness, awkwardness, and realization that this wasn't something that he could joke his way out of. And just like that, one sentence, one reaction, one moment can undo years of reputation. Talk shows might look casual, but they're some of the most unforgiving stages out there. If you like this, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.